Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Fort Wayne Councilman Tom Didier. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Nicole, did you not go because you didn't have enough money? Then I would have made you go down and get it.
Hello and welcome to the latest installment of Fort Wayne FC versus their opponent. Tonight's opponent, Lansing Common FC, a friendly from the Midwest Premier League. We're your commentators for today. I'm Caleb Saylor. Joining me is Ken Harkenrider. Ken, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, yeah. Just kind of starting to cool off from the heat of the day, and hopefully the shadows catch the field here pretty quickly and cool it down a little bit. But looking forward to a good match from Fort Wayne and Lansing tonight.
Yeah, and this is another one of those opponents that, you know, they may not be in the same league. They may be a little bit lower, but it's certainly a quality squad that Lansing is putting out. They've so far this season are, I believe, in third or fourth place in the Midwest Premier League, coming off an undefeated month as well. So they've got some momentum rolling into this friendly.
And you see that in all sports, quite honestly, but certainly in soccer. You know, that team that supposedly the lower level, you know, we see it all the time over at the high school, the JV kids, highly motivated to prove their worth on the field, and so nothing to lose and everything to gain. So, you know, you got that dynamic kind of playing out here tonight as well. So hopefully Fort Wayne FC can put a nice match together and come away with a solid win tonight. And
Fort Wayne FC are lining up with a lot of first choice guys. I mean, we've got Noe Garcia out there, Grayson Duty out there, Will Harris is at center back. We haven't seen him for a couple of matches. Person I'm excited to see, the Fort Wayne native, Cody Schweitzer, making his first appearance for Fort Wayne in goal tonight. So
and you know what? Fort Wayne's been pretty well served in the goal all through the season. No matter if it's Joe Bowles or Cuba Grant has done a nice job the last couple of matches as well. So you know, they're doing their job back there. Now it's just up to the guys up front to you know, last game finished with 26, 27, 28 shots, somewhere in that vicinity, and you got to really put that thing in the back of the net at some higher percentage.
So we're away here at Shields Field. Lansing Common playing a long ball down to their target man, Shady Omar. He has 5 league goals in the Midwest Premier League this season. He's, you know, he's a forward for a reason, but he's definitely one of the players to watch out for. Such a, you know, a goal scorer like that, you don't want him to be in a whole lot of space and getting free shots off, because he's showing that he's productive so far this season.
Well, I don't know. You got to love if somebody goes by the name of Shady up in the front.
Especially a Michigan man for all those Eminem fans out there, music fans out there. Fort Wayne FC win the ball back. Zach Tom hoofs it upfield for Noe Garcia to chase, and here in the early minutes at least, it looks like the center backs for Lansing have a bit of speed that will make it hard for Garcia to play.
Just a bit of a loose touch over the touch line, so throw in coming to Fort Wayne, and forward we go.
And if you're watching us here on the YouTube stream, make sure to share the link with the friends and family who weren't able to make it to the match tonight, and let us know where you're watching from. I always like to see where our viewers are trickling in from. Fort Wayne sort of lining up in it's a back three with a defensive midfielder in Breno Oliveira. We've seen them line up this way before against Flint most recently, and unfortunately in the Flint match things didn't go all too well, but maybe a different result tonight. A good ball into Garcia. He brings it down well, fires it at the goalkeeper for Lansing, Nicholson, and he comes up with the save.
No, you mentioned that Flint match, though, Caleb. It started with such promise. The first 20, 25 minutes, Fort Wayne was really attacking aggressively, and it was really solid in the back. And as you say, over the length of the whole match, though, things kind of broke down. So hopefully a better result tonight.
Lansing on the ball. This is Adam. Over to O'Connor, who finds, I believe this is Morset. There's Burge. Out to Adam. Fort Wayne doing well, both forwards and midfielders, to apply that early pressure, making Lansing really work that ball around. Doing well to maintain possession here. Here's Scott. Joel Harvey just trying to nick that ball off, and Zach Tom kicks it out for a throw-in for Lansing in the 3rd minute. Grayson Duty's on the ball here. Back to Oliveira. Joel Harvey playing a long ball, trying to find Rodriguez, but the defender does well to just head it away a little bit, but doesn't get too far. Falls back to Rodriguez.
That's a nice setup ball there.
Fort Wayne doing well to work the ball around in the top of that final third. This is the newbie for Fort Wayne who just passed the ball, Nick Burgess. Harris, another long ball out to Rodriguez. A good touch to just scoot past the defender, but the second touch lets him down, and O'Connor clears it out.
Lots of bodies forward for Fort Wayne, and again, need to find the balance and the passing lanes to get those balls through. Rodriguez, as you mentioned, did a nice job on that first touch, but just kind of ran out of space.
So a throw in for Lansing in the 5th minute. Ref says ball's out of bounds, and it's a throw in for Fort Wayne in the 5th minute. Here's Burgess. There's a nice switch over to Koch. We got Grayson Duty out on the right, and here's the pass delivered to him. Noe Garcia making the run. Referee flags for offsides against Fort Wayne. Garcia had a lot of space to run into. He probably could have held that run for just a second longer and still gotten on the end of it.
Yep, timing was just a little bit off. Never know whether the front runner made his run a little too soon or the ball handler released it a little bit too slowly, but it's got to be in alignment or the flag comes up.
So the kick's away by Nicholson, and the ball goes out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne in the 6th minute. Duty takes the throw into Burgess. Nice composure by Harris there under pressure, not panicking, not taking the first option, but still a good option there. And a little bit of confusion by Garcia and Duty there, and the ball's turned over. Morissette on the ball here. Here's Canlis on the ball, doing well. Grayson Duty able to get back for the interception. The referee signals for a foul against Lansing, and Fort Wayne are underway quickly. Here's Harris. Trying to play a long ball over top to spring Joel Harvey. The ball goes out for a throw-in. He's back into play. Foul against Fort Wayne FC. And free kick in the 8th minute for Lansing. So far in the opening 5, 8, 10 minutes or so, I've been impressed with Will Harris so far. He's done a bit of a quarterback's job in picking his head up, looking through his different options, not really panicking on the ball, and making smart decisions out there, playing out of the back.
Yeah, and we hope that that remains consistent throughout the entire match. We've seen that sort of degenerate through the course. We get 30, 40, 50 minutes into the match. Kind of starts to break down a little bit. So hopefully Fort Wayne can hold that consistently and keep moving forward aggressively.
A nice aggressive collection by Schweitzer there. If my memory serves me correctly, I think Cody and I are about in the same age bracket, within a couple of years. So I can remember at least a couple of years that he's played, and he's that type of classic American aggressive goalkeeper that you want to see. He's not afraid to come out to challenge a player for the ball in the air, and I think that's something he does well.
And that's exactly what you want, and to not only be the backbone of the defensive line, but then also start that attack quickly. If you're aggressive and assertive coming out, grabbing the ball, and then moving forward quickly, that can be a great weapon.
So a throw in for Fort Wayne in the 9th minute. Joel Harvey's taking the throw. Referee calls for a rethrow here, saying Joel Harvey traveling just a little too much upfield. He plays it back to Koch instead of electing for his first option. Here's Burgess. And the ball nicked off of Oliveira. Lansing working the ball back and forth. O'Connor hoofs it up the field. Schweitzer comes out to collect it. Here's Burgess. Over to Harris. Harris plays a long ball over top. O'Connor gets his head to it. And Lansing trying to break quickly here. Here's Omar. On the ball is Shirali. Back to Omar. Morissette getting up in the attack, the left back for Lansing. But the ball rolls out for a goal, or for a throw-in the 11th minute. And that's in my research notes as well. I'll credit the beat writer for Fort Wayne FC for the Journal-Gazette, Josh Patterson, giving me some insight into Lansing. The outside backs in Morissette and Scott tend to push up really high into the attack and really support the attack up there, and that's something Fort Wayne will want to watch throughout the matches, those outside backs bombing up, not only because then that requires additional defenders, but can possibly provide you a link up into the attack, into those missing spots. Another throw in for Fort Wayne.
That quick release moving forward oftentimes can pay dividends if you can identify that open space and attack it quickly and efficiently.
So here's Harvey on the ball. Closed down by Scott, and it's a throw in for Fort Wayne. O'Connor doing well to stand up Garcia, but he gives it away to Oliveira. Canlis wins the ball away for Lansing, and here's Omar, plays a good through ball to Usaik. The Schweitzer able to clear it away.
Great example of what you mentioned just a moment ago, Caleb, of his willingness to come off the line quickly, spotting that ball. That was really well delivered, but he came out and made a safe, good, solid play on that ball.
So good play by Oliveira over to Garcia, who's trying to take it on the half volley there. Looked like he was trying to maybe do a settling touch with his head, but just sort of scuffs it towards the goalkeeper. Good win by Burgess, and here's Duty. Tom looking for an option out on his left-hand side. Here's Oliveira on the ball again. Good little flick by Casas here over to Tom. He plays a long diagonal ball over to Duty, who's going to get on the end of it here. See what he can do against Morissette. A couple step overs, but Morissette doesn't fall for it. Wins the ball back for Lansing. Fort Wayne still up there, though, fighting for the ball, and they win it back. And here's Garcia over to Casas. Tom with the shot. Rifles it right to the goalkeeper, and a comfortable save for Nicholson in the 14th minute. Lansing quick away with the ball here. Shirali over to Burge. Finds Morissette on the left side. I have to imagine, and this is something that I was speaking with somebody before the match, pretty deep benches on both sides, both for Fort Wayne FC and Lansing Common. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of players rotated in this match, especially I would say for Lansing with how much their outside backs are running. I wouldn't be surprised if they get called out for a break maybe early on. Harris plays a long ball over top to Rodriguez. Just a little bit of a misread.
Well, I've noticed a pattern the last several attacks from Fort Wayne FC. Everything is pretty linear and straight. You know, we're not getting those angled diagonal runs and diagonal balls through. Everything's kind of straight up and over, which really difficult to create a whole lot of good opportunities from those kinds of balls. So
yeah, and that's something we've picked up on throughout the season as well, is they tend to from time to time get a little bit one-track minded and just from the central defense trying to get it up to the forwards, play a long ball like Harris has done here. And admittedly, more often than not, it doesn't work. And you want to connect that midfield instead. Here's a good play by Oliveira. Finds Rodriguez, beats his defender, and he's into goal. And a nice finish by Rodriguez to the upper 90 back post.
What a really nice finish that was.
And the captain for the squad, Jose Rodriguez, puts Fort Wayne ahead in the 15th minute. Fort Wayne FC 1, Lansing Common 1. And he did well to beat the defender, Scott, for Lansing on that play there. And that is a clinical finish as well.
That was really well done. He found that upper corner on the far post and beat the defender, beat the goalie. That was just, again, a classic finish. Well done from Jose Rodriguez.
And if you're a Fort Wayne fan, Fort Wayne player, you want to keep up the momentum. Perhaps last match the momentum built too quickly from the first minute goal from Garcia. So now that they've built into the game a little bit, maybe they can slowly build on this momentum and maintain this lead. Hopefully till the end of the match.
That would be the preferred script.
Certainly Lansing will have something to say about that. Here's Harris. Plays it into Casas. Ball falls to Harvey. Casas doing well to maintain possession. Oliveira and Casas. Casas doing well to pass and move there in the midfield. Help support his teammates. Certainly not the player to stand around and wait for the ball. Here's Burgess. Over to Harris. Casas trying to play one of his players in. Looked like Garcia. It comes back to the goalkeeper, Nicholson, for Lansing, and he clears it away. And a good sign for Fort Wayne early on in this match. They've had more of the attacking opportunities in Lansing. I think we've only seen them in the box twice, and Schweitzer have been able to clear things up in the back.
I think moving forward here, Casas is going to be the key, and there he's receiving that ball again, but he's, as you mentioned, he's really moving, checking to the ball, really creating the angles in the passing lanes.
And a good ball by Rodriguez to find Harvey. Trying to play it across the 18-yard box. Comes back out to Rodriguez. And he wanted to shoot it there.
Oh, he was thinking.
He probably would have done better if he had taken it, but either way, Fort Wayne retained possession in the 18th minute. A throw in here. Here's Oliveira.
Not quite the touch to prepare for the finish there, so opportunity lost.
Here's Usyk on the ball. Driving at Koch. Gets past him. Will Harris stands him up. Fort Wayne able to clear it out. Here's Casas. Over to Burgess.
Yeah, Casas just lots of those nice little clever touches and always confident on the ball.
A good little pass in there by Duty, and he's back on the ball again. Plays it out to Rodriguez. Trying to beat his defender and Scott, but doesn't do so this time. Harris does well to win the clearance upfield for Fort Wayne, and here's Oliveira on the ball. Out to Harvey. Rodriguez trying to play Harvey in there, but it's going to go out for a goal kick here in the 20th minute at Shields Field. So a substitution for Lansing Common, the first of the night. Player coming off, number 6, Canless. And coming on for him is, I believe, number 12, Seth Russ. So the first substitution of the night here at Shields Field in the 20th minute.
Pretty early change for Lansing, and you mentioned that predicted maybe we'd see a lot of changes coming and going. So
yeah, no reason for Lansing to not use all their subs, especially with what I'm told a pretty important league match coming up for them this Sunday. No need to pile on the minutes in a friendly here so close to a match, a league match. Just get those players in, get them running for a bit. Go ahead and get them out. Here's Koch. And the same goes for Fort Wayne as well. They're facing their rivals this Saturday, South Bend. So I imagine some of these regular starters are going to end up getting subbed out here soon for Fort Wayne. Duty trying to play a ball past Morissette.
Oh, nice little flick
to Tom. Finds Rodriguez. Nice flick to Harvey, and he fires it over the crossbar for a goal kick.
Yeah, some nice little footwork from several of Fort Wayne players there. Kind of using the very little space available to him to flick the ball and skirt the ball through, and pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, Harvey did well to make sure that ball didn't get stuck under him so he could take that opportunity, but maybe just a bit much on it. So a throw in for Lansing in the 22nd minute. Scott with the throw in. The ball falls to Oliveira. Here's Morset. Duty able to win the ball off the Lansing player and plays Rodriguez. Tries dragging it out to the corner, and he's able to keep a hold of it. But the ref says out of bounds, and it's a goal kick for Lansing in the 23rd minute. And as a neutral fan, for me, I'm really enjoying the battle out there on the far side of the field in Duty and Morissette. I thought Morissette for Lansing has been doing well so far, along with the center back O'Connor for Lansing. Some good battles out there.
Well, I thought you might focus in on Rodriguez there, who's had some pretty nice runs as well, and having his way quite often in terms of those first touches.
He certainly is, and especially in the center of the field, he's doing well. A miscue and a goal for Fort Wayne FC. The goal scorer, Noe Garcia, in the 23rd minute. The Lansing defender, Josh Adam, not able to maintain possession of the ball. The heavy first touch takes it away from him, and Noe Garcia pounces on it and is able to rifle it past Nicholson for the goal, putting Fort Wayne up 2-0 in the 24th minute at Shields Field.
Note to self for Josh Adams, don't miscue with Noe Garcia one step away.
He has been...
Took no time whatsoever to put that in the back of the net and take advantage. Exactly what you'd want to kind of capture the momentum you mentioned earlier after that first goal. Really, really solid finish. Kind of put a stamp on the first 25 minutes here.
And he's been fairly clinical all year. I believe this is his at least 5th goal of the season. I know he has 4 league goals for Fort Wayne FC. And I believe the one against Chivas and then this tonight, so that makes at least 6, I believe, for Garcia tonight. Or for the season so far. So here's Casas, Fort Wayne on the attack again. Plays it out to Oliveira.
And a little different pattern on that goal. Again, just seizing the moment. Read the misplayed ball from Josh Adam and capitalized immediately. Looked up, saw the keeper's positioning, and tucked it in that lower left corner.
Harris thumps it out to Duty, but the ball goes out for a throw-in for Lansing in the 25th minute. A foul against Lansing goes the way of Fort Wayne. Burgess trying to play it quickly. And he finds Oliveira in the middle of the field.
So hopefully Fort Wayne keeps that foot on the accelerator moving forward. Really take advantage of the early momentum here and keep that pressure on and go for the death strike here.
And another player who's starting to move just a little bit more as well is Rodriguez, and not necessarily just straight up and down either. He's dropping back into the midfield to receive the ball, to trying to play those flicks. Him and Tom are moving back and forth left and right trying to receive those balls. And if they can find a switch, he's in a lot of space over here on the left side. Harvey plays it into Duty and gets tangled up. And the ref calls for a foul against Fort Wayne in the 27th minute.
Well, I mentioned that being a little bit out of Noe Garcia's typical pattern, which is kind of receiving those longer over-the-top balls just at enough angle to get around that last defender and then create an opportunity and go in on goal. But again, I'm still a little discouraged by how straight up and back those runs have been. Really difficult to create good opportunities when you're trying to play that ball straight over.
Certainly so. So here's a throw in for Lansing. Referee signals offsides against Lansing in the 27th minute. Here's Oliveira. Burgess plays it over to Harris. And out to Koch. Plays a long ball, but not a Fort Wayne player in sight, and it rolls back to Nicholson. Starts to play out of the back. Here's Adam. And a good interception by Duty, and it falls to Tom. Here's Rodriguez. Burgess plays a switch out to Casas. Here's Koch. Fort Wayne pressing high as well. They've got 3 players right on the back line against the Lansing defenders, hoping they can spring somebody over the top.
I think they'd be well served, though, to
do as they're doing here and work it through the midfield.
And I was going to draw attention to Casas, who's really making those nice little runs forward, back, diagonal, side to side. Rodriguez, Garcia, just kind of standing and waiting a little more than maybe they need to in terms of creating some holes and spaces.
So I believe we're taking a water break here at Shields Field in the 29th minute, getting ready to go into the 30th minute. Fort Wayne FC leads 2-0 against Lansing Common. And one thing I was going to make note of, it seems like sort of the connection man for Fort Wayne FC has been Oliveira between the defense and the midfield, but doesn't seem like a whole lot of players outside of maybe Casas are trying to drop back for that ball or move for that ball to receive it from Oliveira, which is maybe leading to the center backs and outside backs thinking, oh, well, maybe you need to play it long as an option instead.
No, that's exactly right. And, I think they'd be well served to create a few more of those smaller combination opportunities where, Casas has been really active in there. And you're right. Oliveira's really moving the ball from the back line forward efficiently. But, once it gets to Casas, there's not exactly the amount of movement that you might like.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a math teacher, so hopefully I can count 5 Fort Wayne FC players. And they're just doing a like-for-like swap, not even going up to the touchline here. We've got Tyler Gaynor, who stepped on the field. Logan Lee has stepped on the field. Jacob Olchek has stepped on, as well as Emma Wacko, and I believe Stoneman. Well, and here we go. We've got more. We've got Mallmeister and White on the field as well. So if my math serves me correct, 7 substitutions for Fort Wayne on the run here. Let's go ahead and say that Maulmeister has come in for Garcia. Logan Lee. A little bit hard for me to scramble and find these.
Maybe for Harvey or
Perhaps Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, perhaps. All right.
Looks like he's come in for Rodriguez. Looks like perhaps Emawako has come in for Casas. So Casas off the field. Emawako in his place. And plays underway, and I'm about to lose all the substitutions here. Stoneman is in. As well as TJ White, who's in, and Gaynor has come in as well for Grayson Duty, I do believe, and we apologize in advance. These substitutions didn't come to the center of the field. They just sort of made them during the water break. So we're trying to sort things out, and hopefully my team to the right of me can help me out with where all these substitutions are being slotted into. I don't see any changes for Lansing, I don't think, although they're on the ball here. Here's Scott, plays the cross in, but Harris is able to win the cross, and he plays it up the field. Maulmeister giving chase. Here's Shifkiu on the ball for Lansing. Plays it out to, looks like Scott. We do have a substitution for Lansing. Number 25, Ben Derby has come in, I believe, for Morissette in the left back position. So a goal kick for Fort Wayne in the 33rd, 34th minute here at Shields Field. Here's Will Harris. Plays it back to Burgess, and looks like maybe Fort Wayne is set up with a back four, a more traditional flat back four here in defense, switching things up a little bit, maybe due to personnel capabilities more than anything. Harris trying to play the ball forward to Emawako. He's able to keep the ball in bounds. Referee says
maybe not.
No, he isn't. And it's a throw in for Lansing in the 35th minute. Here's Shirali on the ball. Olivier doing well to kick the ball out of bounds for a throw in the 35th minute for Lansing. Ball goes out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. Here's Olchek. Back to Harris. Burgess plays it out to Gaynor, putting him just under a little bit of pressure there with that pass. And Lansing wins the ball back. And from what I can make out, Lansing there's at least another substitution they made in the midfield at that water break. It looks like Marco Bernardini has come into the midfield here for Lansing. So here's Russ on the ball. Plays it back to Derby. Here's Bernardini. For what I can make out, Lansing, the substitution, Bernardini has come in for number 23, Burge. And here's Bernardini on the ball. Lansing, over the past couple of minutes, doing a little bit better in possession, especially in the middle and attacking third here. Maybe with that personnel change, helping them out a little bit here. Fort Wayne win the ball back. Here's Oliveira. Olchek. Back to Harris. Oh, a little shoving match over here between Logan Lee and Ben Derby.
Kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Well, I believe Logan Lee feels as if Derby shoved him over when the ball was already out of bounds. And he's not happy about it, and I would say if there's a player who's probably the feistiest for Fort Wayne FC, it's Logan Lee. And, we've not seen him rise above what I would call cool and collective for most of the season. So I'd be interested to see, with a little bit of fire under him, what he's able to do. Emawako plays it back to Olchek. Here's Harris. And a good ball to Stoneman there. Plays it out to Gaynor. Harris doing well to find Emawako, and he tries to beat his defender, but not able to. And Lansing trying to play it long to Shady. Burgess just able to touch it back to Schweitzer, who plays it out quickly to White. Here's Harris. Out to Gaynor. Fort Wayne just content to play it around the back. You can see the Fort Wayne players trying to run in from behind, and offsides from Logan Lee. And the ball goes the way of Lansing here in the 40th minute at Shields Field. Something I would have liked to seen Coach Avery tell his players, and perhaps this is the strategy, but you've still got three players along the Lansing back line in Logan Lee, Seth Malmeister, and typically Max Emawako sitting up there up top, just ready to spring forward on a long ball. Not really doing a whole lot, especially with these substitutions. Fort Wayne not doing that well in playing through the midfield.
Yeah, as you mentioned a minute ago, they're just kind of content to possess the ball through the back and side to side a little bit. Not a whole lot, whether it's Casas being out of there or a changeover up in the front from Garcia and Rodriguez, but just not as active as we were in the first 30 minutes or so.
And as a reminder, obviously for the people at home, Ken, you don't need reminding, obviously, but the way I phrased that sounded weird. This is a friendly match as well, so getting different players in, different looks, perhaps. You know, the Coach Avery has some intel on South Bend that they're preparing for on Saturday. So definitely a quote-unquote warm-up for the derby on Saturday against South Bend. Here's Amawako. Good ball to Olivier, and if tries to flick it back. Olchek not able to maintain possession, and here's O'Connor on the ball for Lansing. Finds Omar. And Omar is fouled in the middle of the field in the 42nd minute. One of the things that Fort Wayne have done well in the first half so far is keeping plenty of men behind the ball when Lansing's in attack. You know, they've only got 5 players up there, Lansing do, on that free kick there, whereas Fort Wayne have 7, 8 men back to defend it.
Yeah, they've fairly effectively shut down their attack, and not that it's been overly sustained and dangerous and threatening, but they've done a nice job to shut it down, so some credit due to Fort Wayne in that regard.
So the long ball in by Harris, eventually cleared out by O'Connor, and it's a throw-in for Fort Wayne in the 43rd minute. Olchek plays it into Maulmeister. The ball is headed away by O'Connor. And a good little connection for Lansing. And here's Scott going away.
A lot of space on that left side. Thankfully, that turf
We'll see if
took
Russ...
over.
Yeah, Russ isn't able to get on the end of it. The turf is unforgiving. You play a ball a touch too quick, and there's no slowing it down.
Boy, the right pace on that ball would have been a real dangerous opportunity for Lansing there.
Yeah, Russ unlocked a lot of space there for whatever reason. Fort Wayne come up lucky. Harris finds Emawako, but the ball goes out for a throw-in the 44th minute at Shields Field. The ball's in for Lansing. Here's Omar. First touch lets him down a little bit, but ball falls to Bernardini. Out to Derby. Plays Russ. Back to Derby. Logan Lee doing well to keep him in front of him, but here's Russ getting into the 18-yard box, trying to take on 3 Fort Wayne players, but Burgess comes up with it. Maulmeister dropping back out of the attack to receive that ball,
Almost
but
like
then turns it over.
Suicide march on that. I fully expected him to fall down in the midst of all 3 of those defenders, but just kind of ran in, lost the ball, and satisfied.
So good ball in by Oliviera, finds Emawako.
Can he get the angle? Yes, he can.
And it's a good finish by Emawako.
Did really well to keep that defender at bay and create just enough space to get the finish.
I'll call it a Noe Garcia-esque goal there,
Amen
able to fight off that defender for Lansing. And just like his teammate here on Fort Wayne FC and his teammate over at Tech, Max Emawako slots it home and puts Fort Wayne up 3-0 in the 45th minute at Shields Field. Now, Emawako did really well there to make sure that ball stayed in front of him. It could have easily got caught under him or touched too far away.
Well, and simultaneously keeping that defender just far enough away. I mean, he really had to fight hard for the space to create an opportunity to get a touch on the ball. So that was really, really quality finish from Max Emawako. Actually, all 3 Fort Wayne goals tonight really, really nicely finished.
So a foul against Fort Wayne in the 45th minute. Ball played in, trying to play it over the top, but Schweitzer comes out to collect it. I haven't seen the ref hold up the board yet, but we haven't had a whole lot of stoppages, so My people to my right, my social media man and statistician, tells me 3 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half at Shields Field. Harris trying to play Lee into the middle. Well, the ball's intercepted. I assume another substitute. Oh, no, excuse me. Shefkiu for Lansing intercepted that ball, but comes back out to Fort Wayne. Here's Stoneman. Finds Emawako. With the teamwork of Scott and Adam, able to win that ball back, and Lansing trying to break quickly. Fort Wayne doing well just to stand them up. Fort Wayne come away with the ball. Here's Stoneman.
Well, I'm not sure it shows up anywhere on the final stat sheets at the end of the evening, but boy, they're sure moving the ball around with a high level of confidence at this point, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. And
keeping it close and flick here and a flick there, and it's really good to see.
One I guess, criticism with this new group, and you know they've only played 15 minutes here, 20 minutes in the first half, but I'd like to see them move it a little bit quicker, just a little bit crisper. They seem in the midfield a little bit slower to make those passes, but you know they have the time. And the ball went off of Olchek. Burgess does well to step in front of Omar, but he's still on the ball here. The cross in, kicked out by White. White doing well again. Falls to Logan Lee. Shouts from the fans of a foul, but nothing doing here. And here's Scott. Out to Shirali. Shirali is fouled by Emawako. And a free kick in the dying minutes of the first half for Lansing.
Well, to your point of releasing that ball more quickly and moving it around, it's kind of a chicken and egg argument because without the folks moving into those open spaces, there really aren't the opportunities. So it's we've identified both ends of the problem. Now it's a matter for Fort Wayne FC to figure the solution to make those, because they were, and maybe it's juxtaposition. They were doing so well in the first 15 or 20 minutes with that first crew, and I'll say it again, Casas kind of leading the way in that.
Certainly so. Yeah, in the second half, I'd like to see them pass and move quicker through the midfield. And a free header for O'Connor for Lansing, but it goes wide for a goal kick for Schweitzer. What I'm going to estimate is the 48th minute at Shields Field. And the referee blows for halftime here at Shields Field. Fort Wayne FC 3, Lansing 0. Goals coming from Noe Garcia, Jose Rodriguez, and Max Emawako for Fort Wayne in the first half. And I have to assume quite a few more substitutions to come here in the second half for both teams. So we'll see how they line up in the second half, see what Coach Mike Avery wants to do for Fort Wayne.
Well, it will be interesting to see how they come out after the what is the single most productive half of their full season.
And I know a couple of these players played on the sport club team that played Lansing earlier on in the season, lost 3-1 to Lansing. So I'd imagine they'll want to avenge their brothers and make sure to pile it on against Lansing. So more coming up in the second half of Fort Wayne FC versus Lansing Common here at Shields Field. So the second half just about underway here at Shields Field. Fort Wayne FC leads 3-0. Goals from Rodriguez, Garcia, and Emma Wanko in the first half for Fort Wayne, and we believe a number of substitutions for Fort Wayne are yet to be made, I should say. Looking at the field now, we've only gotten a couple new players. Victor Gomez is playing up top. Will Harris has come out of the game in place of David Koch, who's back on the field. And Fort Wayne look like they're lining up with the back three again. Tyler Gaynor pushed up the field just a little bit. TJ White playing in front of that back three for Fort Wayne. And Fort Wayne have a new goalkeeper as well, Gabe Greenfield, in the match for Schweitzer. So here's Maulmeister on the ball, finds Gomez. Good ball into Amawako. The goalkeeper
not off by much.
Comes up with the save for Lansing, and Lansing, new goalkeeper in, Zach Kelly. And that's at least one of the changes we've identified so far for at least Lansing here in the first half.
Replacing number 17, Dante Morissette.
So a foul against Lansing in the 47th minute. Here's White. Back to Koch. Excuse me, Burgess. Now to Koch. And a long driven ball finds Gaynor on the right-hand side. And Milwaukee back to receive that ball. And here's White. Out to Koch. Back to White again. Fort Wayne just trying to play through the midfield, but you've got 3 or 4 Lansing players trying to clog it up. Doing well so far in the opening minutes of the second half. Olchek tries to play a long ball, but that's cleared out by Adam. But it falls back to Fort Wayne, and here's Lee. Maulmeister does well to hold up that ball. Laid off to Amawako, but his pocket's picked by number 11, excuse me. Chef Kiyu for Lansing, and it's a free kick for Lansing in the 49th minute. And for those of you Lansing fans who are watching on the stream, I apologize in advance if I'm mispronouncing names or maybe a little bit of a pause in between saying who's who for Lansing. From our distance, from our position, you know, it's a little bit hard at times to find the numbers on their kits and then on our pieces of paper here. Third one for Fort Wayne falls to Gomez. Over to Stoneman. Burgess finds Olchek. Nice pass to White in the middle. He plays the ball over top it. The header from O'Connor actually falls to Logan Lee for Fort Wayne, who holds the ball up. Stoneman looking for support and finds Gaynor. Tries to force the pass, but Lansing come away with it. Here's Bernardini. Order to Shirali. Bernardini. And a foul against Bernardini. It's a free kick for Fort Wayne in the 50th minute. Omar able to snuff the ball out from White, but Amawako does the same to him. Maulmeister tries to play a properly weighted ball to Gomez, but O'Connor able to win that ball for Lansing, and they kick it away. And it goes back to the Fort Wayne back line. Greenfield doing well under pressure, as well as Olchek. Looks like, could be wrong, but maybe Lansing might have shifted one of their outside backs maybe a little bit higher up the field than that traditional outside back position. Although that was one of the game notes, is that their outside backs love to push up the field.
Well, and again, they have nothing to lose at this point, being down by 3. They might as well try to push forward and put extra pressure up front. But I was going to make note of Gomez seems to be at least attempting to make some of those nice check-off runs, and just about had a nice connection there a moment ago, but seems to be a little bit more lively up in that front line, not just stagnant as we saw just before halftime. So hopefully Fort Wayne can create some opportunities here moving forward. A lot of bodies up front.
So the ball makes its way out. Shirali plays the ball through and across. Falls to Russ, but he plays it wide of the goal. Not able to get that shot on target, and it's a goal kick for Fort Wayne in the 52nd minute. As much as Lansing fans might not like to hear it, a rare opportunity for Lansing there, but it was well worked by, I believe that is Russ out there on the right side. Excuse me, not Russ. One of the substitutes, I can't quite tell who it is for Lansing, but a good overlapping run nonetheless to find that space back behind the line.
It felt way more threatening than it ended up being, but they had lots of space and opportunity to put it right in front of the goal, and just couldn't get that final touch on it.
Lansing maintained possession. Here's Adam. Plays it back to goalkeeper Kelly. And a foul against Lansing in the 53rd minute and a free kick for Fort Wayne. Played to White, who's put under pressure. Olchek finds Emawako. Ball played over top to Gomez, and it's a good ball. The referee flags for offsides against Fort Wayne in the 54th minute. Don't love saying this about Logan Lee, but over the minutes that he's played so far in the first half and these couple in the second, not been able to do a whole lot, and not because of a lack of effort. I think Lansing have done pretty well to man mark him and sort of neutralize some of the threat that he brings.
Yeah, and I just think Fort Wayne has failed to find a way to get the ball into his feet or into his possession, kind of playing around or over most of the time. So, that's a nice ball through.
Emawako.
He's going to run it down without a whole lot of angle left, but keep it alive at least in the attack.
Here's Stoneman. And the shot's on goal. And a good save by Kelly, who's able to parry it out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. And that substitution for Lansing that just came in, number 20, Ben Meshke, on for number 9, Ty Usayak. Logan Lee trying to keep that ball in, but has played just a little bit too far ahead of him, and it's a throw in for Lansing in the 55th minute. Here's Shirali on the ball, trying to weave through the Fort Wayne midfield, but it's picked off of him. Here's Stoneman. Finds Lee. White trying to play that ball into Maulmeister, but Lansing able to get in front of it, and the through ball from Derby not able to find Omar, and Maulmeister doing well to maintain possession for Fort Wayne there up top, just holding that ball up.
That was a nice target to Maulmeister, and he did well, as you say, to hold it, let some of his support come forward.
And a good shot by Logan Lee there, but a foul against Gaynor, and it's a free kick for Lansing in the 56th minute. I'm not sure if that ball swerved just a little bit or what it was, but not a super confident save by the goalkeeper for Kelly. But
I don't think it was deflected at all, but you're right. It might have had just a little bit of a spin, or it certainly didn't look to play out just like a normal save.
So the ball's away. Logan Lee plays it back to Burgess. Here's Olchek driving up the field. Plays it to Maulmeister.
And again, that nice target to Maulmeister, right to his foot. He kills it and holds it, lets the support come in behind. That's been pretty effective the last two runs forward for Fort Wayne.
Yeah, he's been an effective number 9 for Fort Wayne when he's been in. I mean, quite literally a big target for Fort Wayne, and that's what you want in a number 9, able to hold that ball up.
And they've done well to get it right into his feet.
Yeah, certainly so. So this is actually going to go out for a corner kick for Fort Wayne FC in the 58th minute. The goalkeeper just stepped out of bounds with that ball, the linesman says. So a little bit of a break for Fort Wayne here. And it looks like Gomez to take the corner. The ball played in near post. O'Connor puts his head to it. Falls to Amawako. Pops out to O'Connor for Lansing, and they're away now. But Olchek does really well to stand up the Lansing player to keep that attack from moving forward, and Omar called for offsides for Lansing in the 58th minute.
Well, and that's textbook defending there. Any young players who are watching here tonight, you know, you don't necessarily have to win the ball to be an effective defender, right? He just basically slowed down and killed that attack by closing down the Lansing player and being able to eliminate any option for them to move forward quickly, so allowing his defenders come back and support. Great defense.
So here's Gomez on the ball. Plays into Amawako. And the rebound falls to Gomez, who's not able to do anything with it. Ball goes out of bounds, and Fort Wayne FC fans probably getting a little bit of a treat. There's some sort of paraglider or skydiver off in the distance, off to our east, I do believe, in the eastern sky. Not something you see very often around here. Not entirely sure where he's landing either. Hopefully it's a safe
field, maybe.
Yeah. We're about in that territory. Yeah, we're about in that territory. So hopefully a safe landing for that skydiver. Not something you see every day around here, but interesting nonetheless. So back to the match here. Here's Olchek on the ball, trying to play a pass through a Lansing Common player, and it comes out to Shady Omar, who finds Shirali on the right.
Nice bit of footwork there.
Here's the right back, Scott, on the ball, driving past Koch. The cross is in. Comes out to the left back, Derby. Plays a low-driven cross in, but it's just played away by White. But Lansing still in possession. ball played in only as far as Burgess, and now Gomez is away. Logan Lee's on his horse. He's going to get to this. Taking on O'Connor. And Amawako not looking for that pass there. And Fort Wayne not able to make the counterattack.
Yeah, boy, they
Come
had
to
lots
anything.
of promising space and numbers up forward. Good opportunity there that I think just a little bit of miscommunication between Logan Lee and Max Amawako to kind of foil that attack, but maybe a little bit more there than they took advantage of.
So here's O'Connor on the ball. Out to Bernardini. Russ and Bernardini connecting there in the midfield. Meschke loses the ball and it falls to Maulmeister. Just trying to play in Logan Lee in the back, but it falls to Gomez instead. Driving at Scott. And it's going to be... Ooh. Looked like he was, reaching for his pocket. A yellow card for the right back. Scott for Lansing.
Yep, Scott found himself just a little bit out of position, and his only recourse was to reach out and catch the foot.
Yeah, he got beat there, and sometimes you want to give those fouls away, but certainly not in this position. You're in the attacking third. This is a dangerous spot to give away the ball here. So a couple of substitutions for Lansing. Players got to make their way over and get into a position where I can actually see the numbers here. So on for Lansing, number 24, Travis Hammers in place of Aiden O'Connor. Trevor Tauge, he's on for Kyle Scott. And number 3, Alex Scott, is on for Josh Adams. So the free kick by Gomez, driven low into the wall. And it's cleared away by Bernardini. Koch doing well to win that header.
Well, and quite literally, Caleb, a bench-clearing substitution ploy by Fort Wayne FC. 7 players,
25,
leaving only the coaching staff on the bench.
2, 46. All right. So I can tell you the substitutions coming in are Sarver, Sam Sarver, Brett Beebe, Uriel Gomez is coming in. A player without a number, whoever number 35 is, not entirely sure. We've also got Luca Mata.
Angevin is in.
Keegan Angevin coming in. And excuse me, number 35 is Nemanja Gvozdic. So 8 substitutions there for Fort Wayne. The only players that have remained on are Jacob Olchek and Nick Burgess for Fort Wayne, and of course the goalkeeper Gabe Greenfield. So here in the 64th minute, 8 substitutions made by Fort Wayne. And Lansing's now on the ball. Here's Omar.
So everyone on the roster for Fort Wayne tonight getting some minutes, as you predicted quite correctly early on.
Number 49, TJ White. Number 17, Seth Maulmeister. And number 43, Logan Lee.
And here's Sarver.
Wow, nice.
Driving
5v2.
quickly down the field.
Lots of numbers forward. Still Sarver.
And Sarver just trying to pull that goalkeeper out of position. Probably took that shot just a little too late there. And he pulls it wide for a goal kick for Lansing in the 65th minute.
Yeah, 5v2 there. I'm thinking Fort Wayne again might have made a little bit more of that opportunity. Sarver holds the ball, decides to take it all the way himself, and as you say, just kind of took himself right out of the right angle. And
a shot by Gomez. And another player we didn't announce for Fort Wayne that's on the field, Austin Kranick, number 2, has been subbed in in that slew of substitutions for Fort Wayne. So here's Shirali, plays it into Omar. Trying to lay it off to Shirali, but ball pops out to Sarver.
Turning an oft-used phrase in soccer, the slew of substitutions.
Sarver attacking with speed, lays
what
it
a
off to
nice
Mata.
ball.
And
What
the
a nice ball.
shot is easily placed past the goalkeeper, Kelly, for Lansing. And Luca Mata puts Fort Wayne ahead, up 4-0. And a lot of that work done by Sam Sarver there, attacking very quickly down that left side.
And again, we kind of were a little critical of Sam Sarver on the previous attack where he held it the entire time, but that time he spotted the man on the backside, held the defenders just long enough, and played a perfectly laid off ball. As we say, easier made than missed for the finish there. Pretty much the entire goal for his taking. And you're absolutely right, that's almost entirely through the work of Sam Sarver. So wonderful, wonderful attack.
We'll say, though, I've missed plenty of those in my day, so if Luca Mata, at least for now, won't be ridiculed by his teammates tonight.
We've all been there. Easier made than missed, but not impossible to miss.
Exactly. So a throw in for Fort Wayne in the 67th minute. Here's BB on the ball. Finds Gvozdic.
So one of my lesser interest in sharing stories, talking about missing one, I've legendary miss from about 2 yards out that I've tried probably now 100 times in my life to recreate and miss it again, and I've yet to ever be able to miss it again.
Let me guess. You missed it over the crossbar, didn't you?
I actually hit the post.
Oh!
To my defense, it was spinning wildly, and but the keeper was on the
Sure,
near post.
Sure,
I was
sure,
on
Wes Ken.
I was on the back post, and yeah, indeed.
Yeah, you always remember those funny ones.
Easier made than missed, and like I say, I've yet to be able to miss it again. Oh, what a nice ball.
What a ball
and he's
by
through. He's open on the keeper. Can he get it done?
Sarver
Yes, he
around
can.
the goalkeeper.
I tell you, Sam Sarver.
And it was a great
Not
ball
only-
in by
Oh,
Macias.
That was wonderfully played into a huge open space, and Sarver played that. That was a clinic.
And in most of the matches that Sam Sarver has played in this year, he's been an attacking threat, even if he hasn't been able to do a whole lot with it. And I believe he's only 18, 19 years old, headed to IU this
Rising
year.
freshman, that's right, just headed to Bloomington, and we're thankful he's made the stop here in Fort Wayne prior to that. But you're absolutely right. He's really been, I would put him right up on the same level as Max Amoako in terms of being dangerous and threatening.
Certainly
Boy, the
so.
last two attacks prove that with a wonderful assist and just a clinical goal.
So Fort Wayne FC up 5-0 over Lansing Common here in the 69th minute. A couple of Lansing players on that goal with their heads in their hands. Having played at a local high school that at least in a couple of years we didn't win a whole lot of games, I certainly know the feeling of being down 5-0 in some of these matches. It can be a bit demoralizing.
Indeed, and our hearts go out to them to some extent, but I tell you what, just what the doctor ordered for Fort Wayne FC, maybe just slightly later in the season than they had hoped, but you know what, they really, and last Sunday being a great example, they've really created so many good, dangerous, threatening opportunities, and haven't finished, and certainly haven't finished off to get the W's when they might have through this season. So this, again, should feel really good for the Fort Wayne FC roster tonight.
And who knows, this might spark something in Fort Wayne FC that goes on a run of 3 more wins. They've only got 3 matches left, 3 league matches left. And although they've not done well in the league, admittedly, you know, if they can go on a run of, 3 out of 4 matches won in the next 4, I would argue a salvageable
Absolutely,
season.
and you know, that'll put them right in the middle of the table, which, for your inaugural season, would be pretty respectable, certainly. And you know, the old coulda, woulda, shouldas. They've had 3 or 4 matches that they've certainly played well enough to win, and haven't taken away the win. So again, this should feel pretty good, and hopefully, as you say, create that momentum. And you know, looking to next season. You know, they were robbed of their inaugural season a year ago, so lots of things shifting and changing underfoot. So anything we can use to build on for the future would be appreciated.
Yeah, certainly so. And then within the next couple of years, moving up to League One, you certainly want to make sure you've got a solid squad, or at least a solid couple of results going into that season. So a substitution for Fort Wayne FC during that drink break. Enrique Horna, Panamanian, he's in for, I believe that was Nick Burgess. Ball played out to Kranick, falls only as far as Angevin. Lansing's on the ball now. One of the substitutes, Trevor Tauge, he's on. And a foul against Kranick for Fort Wayne, and the ball goes the way of Lansing in the 72nd minute.
So I stands corrected. I'm not sure where Horna was hiding there. Thought we had cleared the bench earlier, but one final substitution for Fort Wayne.
Well, when you've got 19 subs on the bench, 1 or 2 can be hard to miss. So the free kick makes its way out to Gvozdich. Fort Wayne on the attack again. Sam Sarver looks to switch sides, if only briefly. Here's Angevin. Macias. Fort Wayne doing well to maintain possession here. The flick by Kranick, trying to spring Fort Wayne attack, and
that was just a strange ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of floated and spinning at the same time, and no one quite knew what to do with it. And Fort Wayne just about came away with an opportunity.
They had 3 attackers up there, but nobody able to latch on to the end of it. And Lansing's on the ball here. Makes its way back to Kelly, who clears his lines. Sam Michaels playing that ball back to Angevin. Greenfield put under a little bit of pressure and misplays a pass, and it falls to Bernardini for Lansing. And it's a foul against Fort Wayne in a dangerous position here in the 73rd minute.
And it looks like he's reaching, and sure enough, reaching for the yellow card.
I believe that's Horna who's received that yellow card, the substitute who just came in. And this free kick's in a dangerous spot for Fort Wayne. They'll want to do well to secure their wall. Trevor Tauge and Bernardini, Marco Bernardini for Lansing, standing over the ball. They don't look like they're trying to play it in, do they? They look like they're lining up for the shot from about 25 yards out here at Shields Field in the 74th minute. Everyone back for Fort Wayne except Sam Sarver.
They do have quite a few tucked on that back post, but indeed he goes for the shot.
And if it were football, it's 3 points.
Yeah,
but
not
it's
as
soccer.
well struck as he would have liked, and I kind of question from that distance as well. You really got to hit it just right.
Yeah. Not only to get it up over the wall, but to get it past the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah.
Probably better served to play in a cross to one of the attackers. But Lansing coming the other way with it. Angevin shields the attacker off the ball, and Greenfield comes out to collect it for Fort Wayne.
So want to revisit. bit of a clue on Max Amaco or Jose Rodriguez, or certainly Noah Garcia in terms of their, their typical sort of attack. Sam Sarver throws a little bit of everything at you. I'm not real sure he has a modus operandi, if you will.
Yeah, in the attack that came to nothing and then the goal as well, he was driving right at the Lansing defense, and I've noticed that a couple of times in other matches that he's played, but you're right in that he's got various attacking styles he can use. Admittedly, he's not a Columbus Crew youth product for nothing. Gvozdic, nice little flick to himself.
Did well to keep possession there. And
ball makes its way out to Kranick, and Sarver not able to put it into the back of the net. I believe Sarver called for offsides there.
Anyway, but
a nice pass by Kranick.
It was very
back behind the line.
Done.
So Lansing with possession here in the 77th minute at Shields Field. Goalkeeper Kelly clears it away, but goes out of bounds for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. Sam Michaels, I believe, taking the throw-in here. One of the substitutes we weren't able to announce because got lost in the shuffle for Fort Wayne. But he's on the field now. Gvozdic on the ball. Out to Kranick.
More of a 52-card pickup than a shuffle.
Yeah, certainly felt that way, at least trying to scramble to find who's being subbed on for who.
The slew of substitutions. We'll use the phrase again.
So a good ball in by Horna finds Kranick, and the cross driven in, but cleared out by the Lansing back line. But only so far as Gvozdic, who does well to
nice little touch around.
Maintain possession, but the pass goes awry, and it's a throw-in for Lansing in the 78th minute. Yeah, that was a good. We identified a good bit of skill there by Gvozdic just to evade two of the Lansing defenders. Darby plays a long ball, but not able to find its intended target, and it falls to Uriel Macias. Here's Gvozdic. Plays it out to Michaels. A big first touch, but he's able to get the cross in. It doesn't really come to a whole lot. And Derby clears it out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. Lansing coming away with it, but pass intercepted by Beebe. And Fort Wayne doing well to pin back Lansing over the past 10 minutes or so, especially after that, I believe, fifth goal. Sarver doing well to run in the space with the pass, played too much. But, yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of attack over the past 5-10 minutes from Lansing after the multiple substitutions from Fort Wayne. They've been able to pin them back.
Yeah, this crew's really been really solid all around the field, keeping possession, moving the ball nicely. This maybe the best of the three different configurations Fort Wayne has thrown onto the field tonight, and see if they can maintain that as we finish the final 10 or 12 minutes of the match here. And 5 goals, it's pretty much a nail in the coffin, and so Lansing's done well to continue to come at us. And maybe a bit premature to start this conversation, but just curious what the major takeaways for Fort Wayne FC will be tonight, whether again, the confidence of scoring lots of goals, getting it, finishing those attacks. On the other hand, whether they discount it slightly just because of the level of the opponent. We talked about that early on. The expectation was that this was going to be a match that they should be the stronger of the two rosters, and so we'll see what the main takeaways are.
So a free kick for Fort Wayne in the 80th minute. Stats update, we were talking about Fort Wayne dominating so far. Fort Wayne has 15 shots so far this match, 11 on frame. That's to Lansing's 3 shots total and none of them on frame, although they did just have a shot that bobbled into Gabe Greenfield. Not entirely sure we're going to constitute that as a shot, but slowly bobbled into Greenfield, who collected it comfortably. But Fort Wayne in their attacking third now. Here's Gvozdich.
Well, and just to give some context to what we've talked about last Sunday, I believe it was a total of 28 shots on goal for Fort Wayne and 2 goals versus 5 in the back of the net tonight. So a much better finishing percentage, quite against the odds overall. However, again, that's been one of the frustrations is, okay, creating a lot of really good threatening chances, but not getting the pay dirt at the end. So, again, hopefully that's just what the doctor ordered in terms of Fort Wayne finding a way to get it done in the next couple of league matches. Oh, boy, a bit of a...
So the ball slips through for Lansing here. Here's Meshke on the ball. Just plays it back to Derby. Plays a long ball into the box. And Greenfield spills it. And the shot goes wide from the Lansing player, and it's a goal kick for Fort Wayne in the 82nd minute. Just escaped a little bit of danger there. Greenfield was challenged for the ball, and he just spilled it, but fortunately for Fort Wayne, it goes out for a goal kick. Macias just able to flick that ball on, trying to find Sarver. And the center back not able to pick up on Sam Sarver's presence, and it goes out for a throw-in for Fort Wayne. Here's Mata. Finds Macias. Trying to play it back to Mata, but the ball is cleared by Lansing, only so far as Olchek. Here's Michaels and Gvozdich. Horna doing well under pressure to maintain possession. Just try to find that open man, and ball slipped through to Michaels, and he's in on goal. Plays the cross in, and whether it was touched by Macias or it's an own goal against the Lansing defender, Fort Wayne fans won't care. And here's the replay. Michaels plays in that cross, and it's hard to tell from this distance on the replay whether Uriel Macias gets a touch on it. But it's now 6 for Fort Wayne and 0 for Lansing in the 84th minute at Shields Field.
Lovely little ball, just paced perfectly in behind that Lansing defender to Michaels.
And Michaels doing well to battle off the defender as well. He had him right on his right shoulder there. And if you're Lansing, you're not going to like taking this with you into your match on Sunday. You want to try to learn the lessons from this match that you can and forget the rest of it as you head into your league match on Sunday. It's not fun losing by a margin so wide, but Fort Wayne certainly the better team tonight. So here's Angevin on the ball. BB passes to Gvozdich. Mata trying to slip Sam Sarver through, and the ball falls to him. Here's Mata. Beats one defender. Pushed down in the box by Derby, and I'm surprised the ref didn't call a penalty there. A little bit of an extended arm push by Derby, but perhaps the ref is reading the room here. You're up 6-0 in a friendly. Probably don't need a 7th. Fort Wayne will want it, but Either way, it was a goal kick in the 85th minute for Lansing. Sarver doing well to put the goalkeeper under pressure, and it comes out to, I believe, Brett Beebe. But he turns over the ball. It's played up to one of the substitutes. Not entirely sure who it is. But Horna plays it back to Greenfield. He's able to clear his lines, but only so far as Bernardini. Here's Bernardini. Drops it back to Owen Swan, who gives the jersey of Luca Mata, which he's already swimming in, a little bit of a stretch, making it just a little bigger.
And Swan just one mistake after a swing and a miss, grabs the jersey, kicks the ball away.
And admittedly, why not? Fort Wayne's in their defensive third. It's not necessarily a dangerous position. You prevent a counterattack. You take the yellow card, fight another time.
Kind of sums up the Lansing's evening, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, sort of a rough outing. Certainly
you'd mentioned several of these Fort Wayne players had suited up with the Fort Wayne Sport Club when they played earlier in the year, and certainly a little avenging going on there.
Yeah, revenge has been sought. That is certainly so. A foul against Lansing in the 87th minute. Mata and Bernardini just having a few words with each other. Here's Mata. And ball rolls out of play for a throw-in for Lansing in the 88th minute. Actually, referee has reversed his decision. It's a throw-in for Fort Wayne. Michaels with the throw. Finds Gvozdic. Lines up the shot. And a save made by Kelly, and that's the third or fourth shot he spilled.
Really a nice strike, and but for the placement, which made it a fairly routine save, but it still had enough on it that couldn't hold it.
Fort Wayne back on the attack. Here's Mata. Foul against Bernardini. Against Mata. Just like last time. A minute later, now in the 88th minute, and it's a free kick for Fort Wayne FC. Uriel Macias. Looks like he's going for this. I mean, he's taking quite a few steps back here. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to smack it. It's going to be tricky getting it around the wall. Let's see what he does. The shot's well wide, and it goes out for a goal kick for Lansing in the 89th minute.
Probably goes without saying that would certainly be one for the ages for he to be able to find the back of the net from that distance.
And if it were to happen, I would have chalked that up there to goal of the week in the USL League 2, just like teammate Noe Garcia won with his goal against Dayton Dutch Lions this week. So cross in. It's a good cross by Lansing and a good save.
Fabulous save, and he holds it as well.
By Greenfield.
Gives away no rebound whatsoever.
And those ones are kind of difficult. He played it with a little bit, he shot it with a little bit of pace right at the goalkeeper, but Greenfield, like you said, able to hold on to the ball. And Sarver does well with a bit of skill, and he escapes the defender, and he's in on goal. Plays across into Macias, and Macias slots it home for number 7 for Fort Wayne in the 90th minute
I tell you what,
at Shields Field.
As much as we've loved Sammy Sarver already tonight, boy, this kid's really growing on me. This unselfish. He could have easily tried to put that in the backside corner himself, and sees Macias, lays it across. Again, easier made than missed. All credit to Sammy Sarver. way to create that and really allow for that finish. That's some exciting stuff. I hope we can bring him back to Fort Wayne from Bloomington every season moving forward here. That would be the beginnings of something really nice in terms of a core roster for Fort Wayne. And boy, he's been really
fun to watch.
Yeah, fun to watch, and just, again, has so many weapons and so many little moves, big moves. He's got, just enough finesse and just enough power, and you never know quite what's coming.
And from player number 1 to player number 34 who was on the field tonight. Not entirely sure how many substitutions we saw here. Fort Wayne FC getting the job done in resounding fashion.
I have no idea what the number, but I do know it was officially a slew.
A slew of substitutions in the friendly against Lansing Common. Fort Wayne FC come home the victors. Fort Wayne FC 7, Lansing Common nothing. And the next match away for Fort Wayne FC will be this Saturday against South Bend Lions in the St. Joe's River Derby. And the next home match for Fort Wayne FC, the last match of the season, July 11th, 6 p.m. here at Shields Field against Kalamazoo FC.
told the guys before the game the first goal was to play well for our fans and to get the win, and we accomplished that. And then we had some scripted lineups that were going to come in. We wanted to get guys in that we thought were going to play over the weekend, so we want to make sure they got about 30 minutes. And there's all these other guys who have been training so hard, and to give them a chance to play because they've wanted to so badly. And so we got all the things, we checked all the boxes tonight, so it was a good day.
So what do you maybe need to work on headed into Saturday and the next couple of league matches to round off the season?
Well, we just have to keep playing hard. You get to the end of the season, and it's been a long summer after a long college season. It was strange build-up this year. The college season's typically in the fall. Now it's in the spring, and they rush right into the summer, and they go right back into a college season again. And so we're just trying to manage their legs and keep them fresh, but also keep growing as a team. And I think it's clear. Every time we play, we just get a little bit better. And I think when you do that, the results are going to start to follow, and hopefully this will spur us on to some heading into the end of the season.
So in some of the matches, you guys have maybe struggled to be clinical in front of the net. Putting away 7 tonight, seeing how clinical your team has been, how does it make you feel?
That's great. I mean, again, I've said it all along. I would be worried if we didn't create chances. When you're creating chances, at the end of the day, the goals are going to come. We have too good of players for that. And we saw that today. Look, scoring a goal is not easy. We've been watching these games on TV all summer long. It's not easy. And so to see it come and then they build on it and build on it and build on it, they'll take some confidence into the weekend for sure.
Thanks, Coach Avery.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.
Do me a favor. Get us in a 2-shot. And actually take a step that way. All right, so joining me now is Uriel Macias. Uriel, 2 goals tonight, at least 1 assist. How does it feel to first goal of the season, get that under your belt?
It feels great. I haven't been playing all season, battling injuries and stuff, so it's good to have 2 goals in me and an assist.
And we won't call it your hometown, but a local product of the region. How does it feel playing in front of your basically hometown fans?
It's awesome, representing the 260. I'm back here again, so it's great.
As one of the older players on the roster, what has that role been like for you to maybe see some of these younger guys come into this squad and try to help them along the way?
I guess just stepping down, watching them play. They're a lot better than me. I'm 26, they're 22, so it's fun.
And how did you feel about tonight's match?
Great. We played amazing, 7 goals. It looked good out there.
And what do you hope you'll be able to do in the final coming matches of the league?
Hopefully win them both, Finish the season strong and keep playing.
Thanks, Uriel.
Thank you.
Jose, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, so only 1 measly goal tonight, Jose. I mean, why not more, man? How do you feel?
It feels great. Obviously, I think the bigger thing to take away is a team win. It's definitely some momentum going into Saturday as well. So overall, I'm pleased to have been able to contribute to that, but the win overall was the most important.
What did you see from your team tonight that's going to instill confidence in you and maybe some of the other players as you head into your derby match on Saturday?
We've been preparing for each game, so what I noticed tonight was just, capitalizing on opportunities that we had. We've had opportunities throughout the season. We've been able to combine, work together, do things we've done in training, and today we had a little more conviction.
And I'll ask a similar question that I just asked Uriel. Being one of the older players on the roster here, how does it make you feel seeing some of these younger players come in and perform at this level?
It feels great. I mean, what we're building here and creating here is just that chemistry overall. We have different backgrounds, different ages, and really it's just that glue that we got to have. So being one of the more senior guys on the team is one of those things where, anywhere that I can make a difference, impact, use some of that knowledge to be able to trickle down throughout the team is what I'm here for.
So in the next 3 matches, your final 3 matches of the season, what do you hope, even if it's not win-win-win, what do you hope to see from your teammates and yourself?
Well, our goal is win-win-win. So this will allow us to build that momentum for Saturday and then the oncoming games. We want to make sure we continue to use this game to capitalize on opportunities that come these games, and closing out the season on a high note is going to be very important for us. So that's going to be our goal.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask if right, so first time we've spoken so far this season. Coming into the squad, what were you expecting?
In terms of what, like playing or?
Just for yourself and how you were going to fit into the team.
You know, it's funny because as soon as I actually got here, they welcomed me like right away. It felt like a family. I love my roommate. We actually go to Indiana together, but this was my first time meeting him. So I was just expecting something different. You know, it's different teams, different styles, different everything. It's a way different city. I'm from Cleveland, so Cleveland's a lot bigger, you know, louder. And it's just a low-key city, and I loved it. You know, it's like a family type of vibe. This whole team is welcoming. You know, there's guys like Jose, who's 25, 26. I'm 18. It's just everyone's still a family together. You know, like age doesn't even matter in this team, and I love that.
So how did it feel to get on the score sheet twice tonight and assist on a couple, or, you know, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 assists, whatever it ended up being?
You know, it felt great, really, especially in all front of the fans. They've been great this season, so it felt good to, you know, not just win, put up 7 goals for them. So, and, you know, I always like being unselfish, getting my teammates goals, so that's what was going through my mind.
So what do you hope you learn from playing with Fort Wayne FC that you can take into your freshman year at IU?
Just like staying positive, you know, lots of like Jose's one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life, you know, and just like even DeMarcus was telling us, like, results haven't gone our way this season, but it's like we made history. We're the first team in Fort Wayne. This, like, we'll always be a part of that, and I'll always take that with me to IU, and I'll take everything I've learned here as well, you know, not only scoring but assisting, just being a better teammate overall, you know, whether it's helping clean up after training or, you know, whatever, picking up trash when people leave it behind. It's, you know, it doesn't better you as a soccer player, but as a person as well.